Greg Teese. Slamming Sam O'Callaghan in the Lakeland Glass, number 49, another one of the young lions. Keep a watch on him. And further back in the pack, we've got the Iceman, Steve Sullivan. He's probably done more laps around the Speedway track here than the watercart driver in a long and illustrious career.
The watercart driver's the favourite, Brendan Higgins, mate. He's done a few laps around here for former New Zealand super stock champion, mate. He's been here all week. He's been getting a bit of a hand from Mother Nature. Of course, we've got a few dark clouds out behind us, but it's gone around us for most of the day, and this track looking absolutely superb for this first heat.
Yeah, it looks in very, very good nick. The sprint cars are a little bit hard on racetracks. These things like big vacuum cleaners sucking out the moisture, but I know you've got a pretty good track crew up here as well, so they're going to be working hard tonight. But I've got a lot of eager anticipation in regards to tonight's New Zealand Sprint Car Grand Prix. It's the 35th edition of this great event.
With an update, we're running the Sprint Car GP tonight. The weather's not looking good for tomorrow, so we've reformulated the way we're doing it. We've got heats as we go, about to go racing.
Yeah, we've gone green, and from the outside of the front row, the 83 car of Greg Teese. They haul down the back straight. It's Teese from Stephen Taylor. In third place, the Lakeland Glass 49 of Slamming Sam O'Callaghan, tucked in nicely behind him. Nathan Astle in the basic transport machine. Dean Brindle, former New Zealand Sprint Car champion, currently sitting in 5th spot and breathing down his neck. It's the 4 car of Matthew Levisage from Christchurch, but based up in Auckland right now. Still Teese cutting out some good tidy laps, leading the charge. 10 laps this race. That is the first heat of the New Zealand Sprint Car Grand Prix. So it's Teese, Taylor, O'Callaghan, the 22 of Brindle sitting there in 4th. Good duel going on there between the 9 of Nathan Astle and Matthew Levisage. Into the lap traffic, and Teese has got his foot right hard into the bucket. Taylor following him down the back straight. The 6 car of Simon Stephen goes a lap down. So lap traffic becoming an equation very, very early in the piece. Levisage still following Nathan Astle around there for that 5th and 6th spot. Our race leader it is still Greg Teese, Stephen Taylor in 2nd, O'Callaghan in 3rd, Brindle up into 4th spot. In 5th it's Astle, 6th is Levisage, 7th is Paddy North, then we've got Jarvis Tidd in the 8th spot. Gee, these guys are hard on the hammer all the way around here, cutting out some very, very quick laps. But it is the local boy, Greg Teese, car number 83 in the Amex Triple X, running up on the top side. Taylor just gets a little bit knotted up with Stephen as Stephen goes another lap down. Good battle going on further back there as well between the 44 of Daniel Anderson and the 11 of Steve Sullivan. Gee, she's non-stop stuff around here. The tight little bullring that is the Milestone Homes, top of the South Speedway. Greg Teese still leading the charge. Stephen Taylor finishes 2nd, 3rd is the 49 of O'Callaghan. Then we go back to the 22 of Brindle, Nathan Astle, Matthew Levisage, 46 Paddy North, the 17 of Jarvis Tidd. We will wait until official placings are posted. No rest for the wicked. Heat number 1, New Zealand Sprint Car Grand Prix.
Right, that was good start to finish, no incidents in that race. And the car's looking pretty good, just getting there settled in. Good battle there between the 2 Christchurch boys, Nathan Astle and Levisage. Of course, Levisage, former TQ driver, and making big guns in the sprint cars this year, AJ.
Yeah, he sure is, and last year was his first season in sprint car racing, and he finished 2nd in the New Zealand Sprint Car Grand Prix down at Cromwell. Yeah, he's making every post to win it. A very promising young driver, not afraid to really get right in amongst it.
Okay, folks, here we are with heat number 1, winner of the New Zealand Sprint Car GP here at Nelson Speedway. Greg Teese, mate, obviously car's hooking up beautifully for you tonight.
Yeah, we had a few issues in the hot laps, major oil leak and engine had a misfire. We seem to have got on top of that, and the first heat went really well for us, and we're pretty happy.
Okay, so of course you didn't show up at the New Zealand title. Why?
Oh, a few issues. We weren't too organised, and getting married in a couple of weeks, so obviously that takes number 1 at the moment, unfortunately. But yeah, hopefully come out next season and get right into it.
Okay, well, any setups to change to the car? Car's going okay apart from those wee mishaps?
Yeah, no, car's going really good, really happy now, so out for the next one.
All right, good sponsors, mate. Who looks after you?
The Old Man's probably the biggest one, and Amex. They're about us for now.
Okay, good as gold. Congratulations and best of luck for the rest of the racing.
Cheers.
Okay, folks, here we are with one of the guys that's travelled a long way, one of the Dalton's hydraulics sponsored machine. Here it is, Skinny Colson in a 66 car from Tauranga. Skinny, mate, good to see you down here in the deep south, and obviously stayed behind to have a crack at the GP as well.
Oh, it's lovely to be here. I have had so many good memories from here. In my Super Saloon days, I won my second New Zealand title here, which is primo. Didn't really get to grips with the track in the first one. The track's a little bit changeable and we weren't quite right, but hopefully we'll get it right and get the Dalton's machine flying a bit faster soon.
Absolutely, and of course, you'd say just changes in setup. Is that the only issue? Nothing wrong mechanically?
No. Car's good mechanically. We didn't quite pick the right setup for what's there at the moment, but we'll see. It'll change it and it'll come to us, I hope. But you get buried in the pack though when you go backwards, which is a shame. But never mind. It is what it is.
It is indeed, and of course, coming down from the North Island, were you quite surprised at how much better the South Island drivers have become now? You know, with having these big fields of sprint cars down here.
Yep, they've definitely got faster. Some of them are on the pace with the North Island cars. Some of them are still quite a bit slower, but they have definitely improved. You can tell the difference over the years, like from when they first got going down here to now. Definitely the guys have done quite a few laps and definitely gotten better and better.
Yeah, racing with big fields definitely helps that. And of course, like we said, you've got some good sponsors on the side of the car. Who looks after you, Skinny?
Oh, Dalton's just their most amazing people. You know, no matter what you want to grow in your garden or your section, Dalton's have got something to help it grow. We're so fortunate to have them. They're just absolutely wicked people. Mrs. Skinny, of course, were who I couldn't race without. And then I've got Bethlehem Coach Lines from Tauranga and Hydrolink. You know, they're just really good companies. And of course, Valvoline Oil. If you're not using Valvoline Oil, you're not using any real oil.
Absolutely. Well, hey, best of luck for the remainder of the racing, mate. Long way to go in the GP.
Haha, cheers. Thank you very much.
Right, we're in the starters' hands here. Heat number 2, New Zealand Sprint Car Grand Prix, Milestone Homes, top of the South Speedway. They come up to the white chalk line. We go green. Just a bit of a dog's dinner of a start, but Daniel Egerton got a howler. In second place, it's Matt Honeywell. Then we go back to the 89 of Showtime, Jason Smith. Going about his business in fourth spot is our New Zealand Sprint Car champion, Jamie Larson. Alicia McLaughlin back there in fifth. And in sixth spot, it's Steve Duff Jr. Duff Jr., oh, he's got the tiger by the tail there, gets up on two wheels. So they went through turns 1 and 2. But Egerton going around there, he's in the low 12 second bracket at 12.3174. And he is cutting them to pieces. Heat number 2. Big wheelie as they come out of turn 4 down the very short front straight. So it's Egerton, Honeywell, Jason Smith, Jamie Larson, Steve Duff Jr. has snuck into 5th position. And Jamie McDonald in the Hitachi number 3 is sitting in 6th. We've got a real dockyard brawl going on for the minor money with Ray Bourne currently sitting there in 7th spot. McLaughlin's drifted back to 8th. Jason Scott, 5-time South Island Sprint Car champion, hanging on to 9th. And then we've got Skinny Colson. The laps are rattling down very, very quickly at this pace. Our race leader, Daniel Egerton, in the NZ car number 78, leading the way. Honeywell in second, and Jason Smith is coming under some real pressure from our New Zealand champion Jamie Larson. We've got the 22 of Greta just drifting out a little bit wide, going right where Jason Smith wants to go. Now he does move out way wide. Smith sees a little bit of a gap down the inside, makes a run for it. That's 8 laps in the book next time round for our race leader Daniel Egerton. Honeywell still in second, but Egerton's advantage the line in 10th.
Okay, folks, here we are with the winner of the second heat of the New Zealand Sprint Car GP. It is the NZ-sponsored 78 car of Daniel Eagleton. Daniel, you've sort of been there or thereabouts for most of the South Island trip, but it must be good to get a win under the belt.
Yeah, it is. It is good. We managed to get a couple down at Ruapuna there. It's the first time at the track in the NZ car, so it's a tricky little track. It's very tight. We managed to win that race, but we were off the front row, so we had wing speed to circle around there. It was interesting getting into lap traffic. It was quite hard to pass, so we're off the back for this next one. So just got to try and find some places we can make some moves and try and get forward and start off near the front for the feature.
Okay, so tell us, what's the track actually like out there? I mean, obviously it's a bit overcast, wee bit of a spit happening at the moment, but the track's holding up okay? Yeah,
no, it's good. It's virtually a circle. There's not really a straight in it. But no, it's good fun, but I think it is going to be a hard track to pass, so you're going to need to start off near the front in the feature, I think, to get a result.
Now, of course, it's well known for being a super stock track, and of course, sprint cars can get around here pretty quickly as well. Is it a track that you'll think you'll enjoy as the night goes on?
Yeah, it's enjoyable. I think we'll enjoy it even more if we're on the top three.
Yeah, every time we're winning, we're always feeling better, aren't we?
Yeah, definitely.
All right, good sponsor on the car. We're already identified NZ. Who else looks after you, bud?
Yeah, so we've got Stand-ins, who are another major sponsor of ours. NZ have been with us for quite a few years. They're very thankful for all their support. Vernon Vasey Truck Parts, who has helped us out with the truck and been a long-time supporter. And Robert Pascoe, who's helped us out with getting us across the down here, across the ferry.
Absolutely, and of course, any changes to the car for the next heat?
We'll change a few little things, not too much.
Don't want to give too much away either, do you?
No, we're still learning, so we'll see if it works or not.
Okay, congratulations on that heat win. Let's see what you can do for the remainder of the racing.
Cheers, thanks.
Like we could well be going green. The orange lights have stopped flashing. We're in the starter's hands. Let's go from mild to wild. Heat number 3. And it's a chicken man, Rayborn, that leads him out. Behind him, Jason Scott, as they drag race down the back straight. It's Steve Sullivan sitting there in third and fourth. The 44 of Alan Chapman making big moves through the inside. Jarvis Tidd in the Cambridge higher centre, 17M. But Tidd has got Matthew Levisage on the inside of him. The kite string is well and truly out. Our race leader, Ray Bourne, down into the 12-second bracket, pretty much the whole field. Jason Scott in second, Steve Sullivan in third, Tidd in fourth, Levisage in fifth. They've got a little bit of a break on the pack. The 44C of Alan Chapman, next cab off the rank with Luke Keegan breathing down his neck. Then it's the national champion, Jamie Larson. Rayborn making every poster winner. Heat number 3. Big wheel stand from Jason Scott in the 88 car. This racetrack has got a lot of life in it. Making some big moves. The 44T of Daniel Anderson in the Fairview machine. He is starting to chip away into the pack. That's 5 laps down. Ray Bourne. Jason Scott starting to close that gap on him, especially as they exit the faster turn 1 and 2. You just sense that Jason Scott setting himself up for a big run here. Steve Sullivan goes out a little bit wide. Jarviston has a little bit of a look down at the inside. Nothing's going to stick just yet for him. So it's Bourne, Scott, Sullivan, Tidd, Matthew Levisage makes a big shot down the inside. Levisage up into 4, 7 laps down. 8 in the books now as Bourne crosses the line. Jason Scott a carling behind him, and he is hauling. The chicken man leading the King of Cromwell. White flag out next time around for them. Ray Bourne, Jason Scott, Matthew Levisage up into third, Steve Sullivan in fourth, Jarvis Tidd in fifth, and then it's the 44C of Alan Chapman. They haul through the shorter corner, and Ray Bourne takes the win. Second place is Jason Scott, third Matthew Levisage, fourth Steve Sullivan, fifth Jarvis Tidd. They had a pretty decent advantage, a little over 3 seconds over the pack. Jamie Larson moved up into 6th spot. on the last lap from Alan Chapman in 7th, Sam O'Callaghan in 8th, Daniel Anderson in 9th, Greg Tees in 10th, Luke Keegan across the line in 11th, and Steve Duff Jr. in 12th spot.
Okay, Vix, here we are with the winner of the last heat here. Of course, it is the 95 car of Ray Bourne. Ray, looking pretty good out there, mate. Track suiting your car?
Yeah, I'm a bit happier, Jace. We wrote one off here before Christmas, and I've only had a couple of runs at the title, and I really struggled, to be honest, but we're underway again. I got a new haircut today, so I'm hoping it's going to change my luck.
That's the reason why I asked how your hair looked, obviously.
Yeah.
Alrighty, so any change to the car? You're quite happy the way it is?
We were off the front and head clearer in the last one, so it's always easy, but first one we're off the back and managed to pluck a few off, so we've had not a bad start, but yeah, it's bloody hard to tell, mate, because the track's going slick. I've got a pretty good slick track set up here, but this rain is kind of holding on a bit, so we'll just waiting to see.
Absolutely. Good sponsor on the car too. Obviously your sponsor's been very good to you lately.
Oh, mate, I have to give a huge shout out to Alan and Patricia Daly. I've had a very terrible year this year, and they've really come to the party, and they've backed me. They back me when things aren't going good, and obviously when they are going good, and so does all my family and my crew, so it's really good. Sort of the ups and downs in the sport, and the highs and lows come pretty quick, so no, just got to make the most of it when you're going good. Hopefully we'll carry on and have a good result in the future, but early days.
Absolutely, and there's still a long way to go too, mate, but all I can do is wish you the best of luck, yeah, hopefully we'll see you on the podium tonight.
Yeah, sounds good. Thanks, Chase. Good on you.
Thanks, Jody. Yeah, the front rower set the field. They're all lined up, set to go. All eyes on the orange light. When that goes off, we know that we are in the starter's hands. Orange light is off. We should go green next time around. Heat number 4, 35th New Zealand Sprint Car Grand Prix. Who's got the matches? Who's got the fuse? They come up to the white line. Let's turn them loose. The inside line get going nicely. It's the 22 car of Simon Reata that made the best of that one. Simon Stephen, he's been chewed up and spat at. Gone right to the backfield. Here's Jamie McDonald. He gets the first lap into the book. In second spot, it's Skinny Colson. Reata in third. Then we go back to the 46 and Paddy North. Showtime, Jason Smith. He's in 5th position. Matt Honeywell tucked it nicely behind him. And here comes Daniel Egerton in the NZ78. Keep your eye on him. He is running a howler of a line. The laps start clicking down very, very quickly. We see McDonald's in the 12-second bracket. He's got his foot right in the bucket at 12.6675 that time round. Some of the drivers towards the back of the field starting to struggle for possession. McDonald has cleared out on them. Skinny Colson in behind him. Then we go back to the 46 of Paddy North. Jason Smith in 4th, Reata in 5th, Honeywell in 6th, Eagleton in 7th. It's a fast, high-speed freight train down the back straight. And McDonald, he's opened up quite a sizable advantage over Colson. In the vicinity of 3 seconds, I would suspect, and going up. There we go, we've got it, going to go yellow. The 22 car. Reata in the wall. Top wing all bent up.
So first caution of the night. And it is one of the locals looking very sad here out of turn 1.
It's not bad going. The 5th lap into the 4th heat, Jody. So we've had 35 incident-free laps. That would have to be a record for sprint car racing.
Well, I've still got the main feature to go yet, and if it's anything like Ruapuna last week, it'll be almost 6 months worth of Shortland Street rolled into one race. And as these guys, it looks like we've got a front right flat tyre for the 21W machine parked out in front of us too, AJ.
Yeah, Taylor was struggling in that race right towards the back of the field. And from this vantage point, it would appear as though the right front is flat.
Yeah, of course, these cars, if they have got outside flat tyres, right front or right rear, then they must come in the infield. They can't carry on circulating. If they've got the left front, they can actually get away without the left front because there's not a lot of weight on that particular wheel. Of course, left rear If that's down, then that certainly does affect the car. So right front, right rear tyres, it's a matter of coming infield if they do go flat. So it looks like the rescue crew are over there with the 22 machine. They're just pointing the sprint cars to the infield, and it looks like we've got a piece of front bumper the President Wayne Martin's holding as it comes into the pits.
Make a nice souvenir for someone.
Would do. I don't know if you can convert it to a wine rack or something like that, but certainly bit of steelwork missing off the car.
Enough room there to hang 3 photos of the mother-in-law in it. Beautiful.
Oh, we haven't had mother-in-law jokes up here for a couple of seasons. Mr. Burling's was here, I think, a meeting ago. We've got him back out of retirement. But certainly the mother-in-law jokes from Dave Burling here, who's back out of retirement. Of course, Mayor Way being a key young gave down at the Super Saloons. There we go, the 21 car. Yep, certainly that right front looks like it's only missing here at the bottom part, though, as we always say.
Yeah, when Stephen Taylor is on the hammer in Dean Brindle.
Of course, Jason Smith, ex-super stock driver. Trying to rebalance the stock, that's no racing.
There we go, back on the green we go. Shot out of the cannon. That's how you would describe the start for Jamie McDonald. Gets the front wheels up, exiting turn 2, down the straight, through the tighter of the turns. That's turns 3 and 4, and he is really starting to open up quite a sizable advantage. Up on the wheel in second spot, Skinny Colson. Paddy North running the wheels off the 46 car in third. Making the move for the high line is C64 of Matt Honeywell. All eyes on him. Started to chew a little bit into the advantage that Jason Smith had before. 8 laps gone now. The methanol powered Symphony with the V8 powered sprint cars. Milestone Homes, top of the South Speedway. White flag out this time for Jamie McDonald. Boy, he's got it screaming like a sack full of cats at the head of the field. Skinny Colson in second, Paddy North in third. Jason Smith hanging on to fourth. Honeywell way out on. Oh, just tags the wall, left the door open for Eagleton. Eagleton couldn't pick that one up. Checkered flag falls, our race winner, Jamie McDonald. Skinny Colson second, Paddy North third, Jason Smith fourth, Matt Honeywell crossed the line in fifth, Eagleton in sixth, Chris Gerard got up to seventh, Dean Brindle in eighth, Nathan Astle ninth, Simon Stevens 10th, DNFs for Taylor and Reata.
Okay, folks, here we are with the winner of that last heat. Heat number 4 of the New Zealand Sprint Car GP. It is the Hitachi sponsored 3NZ car of Jamie McDonald. And Jamie, just what you needed pretty much. You've sort of said that you wanted to come here with some sort of result. You're sick of sort of being down the field a wee bit and want to take this one home with you.
Not so much down the field. Like New Zealand Champs was good. Gold Cup, we popped a motor. So we just want to get out there and race. And we haven't been here before. We've obviously had a rain delay, but the flip side of that was that heat race that we're in just then was awesome and fast and a lot of fun to drive. You feel like a jet fighter pilot out there, you know, just poking it in the corners. But a lot of fun, happy to get that win. So I think we'll be somewhere up the front with a 6th and a 1st. So yeah, we've just got 25 laps, battle it out and load up and get on the ferry and get back to Springs.
Yeah, well, that's the rumour, is that once you're finished here, you're going to jump on board the ferry and get over and try and get to Western Springs tomorrow night. Mad buggers is all I've got to say there. But let's talk about the car. Is it handling good? You said it's like handling a jet fighter.
Yeah, it was, mate. So we had that first race, it went slick. So the boys adjusted the car. We've just done like 100 wheel packing laps. So sign of a good team, they adjusted it back, because it's drivey. So they made my job easier. Hell of a lot of fun. Just happy to get that win.
Okay, so for those people that know you haven't been here before, how are you finding the track, and is it difficult because you haven't been here before to know what sort of setups to do?
Yes, that and the shape is probably the hardest thing. You go into turn 1 and the car wants to roll around like a normal corner, but it actually flattens out and then it's like a right angle. So it's really easy to cut turn 2 pole line. We're doing that a bit in the first race, so I sort of adjusted the car, adjusted the driving style, and that one was a lot better, but I would say it's going to slick off again for the feature, so we'll just have to be on our toes, adjust the car and drive accordingly.
You ever driven on anything like it before?
Not really, no. It's small. You're never on a straightaway. The car's always turning. You probably straighten the car up for a split second and you're back in the next corner. So it's different, it's fun, it's a challenge. It's nice to go somewhere you haven't been before, especially in New Zealand. So, look, I just hope the feature goes well and make our drive back up to Auckland non-stop a little easier.
Absolutely. Hey, you are a good sponsor to look after you too, Jamie. Who looks after you, bud?
Yeah, Hitachi, J.A. Russell, KBL Earth Movers, Dynamics, Base Panel and Paint. I've got heaps of guys that do a lot for us, so grateful for all them. They help us get down here and, can't wait to get home and see them.
Okay, mate. Congratulations on that, and let's hope you can finish it off in the feature.
Thanks, Chase. Cheers.
This is the B main. The top 6 go through to tonight's feature event with 25 laps. Plenty of time for someone to make their way through the traffic. It's going to be fast, it's going to be furious. We've gone green in the B main, and it's Teese that leads him down through turn number 1. Behind him, the 11 of Steve Sullivan. Jarvis Tidd in 3rd spot. Stephen Taylor in 4th. Then we go back to the 9 car of Nathan Astle and the 15 of Steve Duff Jr. The top 6 transfer. So it's Duff Jr. that is the man sitting on the bubble right now. But Alan Chapman's just got by him. So Alan Chapman, he runs in 6th. Everyone behind Chapman will fail to make the A main. So it's Teese leading the charge. Sullivan in 2nd. 3rd is Tidd. 4th is Taylor. 5th is Astle. 6th is Duff. Chapman's just drifted back. Chris Gerard starting to get the top line to work for him in the 75 car. A little bit of contact between Chapman and Gerard. So they are scrapping over 7th and 8th right now. Steve Duff Jr. Big wheelie from Duff as he went through the turn number 1 area. Greg Teese running the high line. Steve Sullivan down low. Sullivan muscles his way through the inside. We've got a change at the front of the field. It's Steve Sullivan in the Hydrolink 11 entry leading the charge. Then we go back to Tidd. We've got problems on the Teese car. He's drifted back to 5th or 6th spot right now as the laps start to count down very quickly. So it's Sullivan lead by Taylor, a big run around the top. We've lost the Teese car to the infield. So it's Sullivan, Steve Taylor getting the 21 car wound up in 3rd, Tidd. 4th is the 9 of Astle. 5th is Gerard. The Flash is on the prowl. In 6th, Steve Duff Jr. Big gap back to Daniel Anderson in the Ranch Bar and Grill 44T. That's 9 laps in the book. Into the lap traffic. Sullivan driving like the pro that we know that he is. A 12.36 for Sullivan. Taylor starting to close that gap. All eyes on the yellow and orange 21W. The young man is chasing one of the true veterans of New Zealand Speedway racing. Sullivan just gets caught up behind Alicia McLaughlin. Taylor's got momentum at the top line. Taylor around top, they're right up by the wall. As the checkered flag fell, it was Taylor by half a coat of paint. Steve Sullivan in 2nd. Nathan Astle third, Chris Gerard fourth, Jarvis Tidden fifth and sixth, Steve Duff Jr.
Okay, thanks. Here we go with the man that just won the B main here, the 21 car of Stephen Taylor. Steve, mate, you'll be stoked with that result. Hard way to come through, but at least it puts you on the grid for the A main.
Yeah, a little bit frustrating bombing out in the heat, but I got a bit more track time and it felt like the car was ripping the top pretty good. All in all, pretty happy with where we're at. Hopefully we can move forward in the feature.
Okay, so we'll have a little bit of a talk about your racing whilst you've been in the South Island. Obviously, we're at Rapuna Speedway last weekend there. Very good racing, but just not your night. Run out of something, which just couldn't quite top it off, could you?
Nah, we were ripping the top and catching 1 and 2 and kind of showed our new 1NZ the way, and then next thing I know I run out of gas and he rips by me and then we get a yellow and I ran out of juice, had nothing left, so a bit disappointing, but at least we showed we had speed.
Was it a bit frustrating? Of course, you've been to Christchurch before. You did a couple of shows there over the last couple of years. Did you think that might have helped you knowing what was to expect of the track there?
Nah, not at all. It was completely different to the last time I ran, but I was just happy after 3 nights to come out and be on the pace. Jonathan Allard gave me a few pointers, which was hugely appreciated, and that's what got us out there in good form off the cuff.
Absolutely. Okay, so Gold Cup, we went to that. How'd you go there?
Oh, we were going good. We won both our heats. Just lost the pole shuffle, and then my bleeders didn't work in the feature, so the car was getting looser, and one of our fellow racers spun in front of me and bent all the chassis. So tonight we're actually racing a bent chassis as well.
Feeling good?
Feeling good.
Okay, so obviously the car looks good, $1 million. Good sponsors on it. Who looks after you, buddy?
Awesome group of sponsors. We've got Turnat Commercial, North City Diesel, Henshaw Signs, Bodyworks Panel and Paint, McLaughlin Efficient Transport, Vehicle Sales and Finance Limited. We've got a list as long as your grocery shopping, but you know, it's one of those deals where all these people make it possible, and if we didn't have them, we'd be buggered.
Okay, so just for all those people out there, how old are you and how long have you been racing for?
20, and I started sprint car racing at the age of 16.
Is there any other type of racing for you now? Is it always going to be sprint cars?
If there's a big fat paycheck, I'll go that way, but if it comes down to pure passion and sport, I'll always stay with sprint cars. I think they're special.
Absolutely. Hey, well, congratulations on the B main win. Still a lot of work to do, a heap of work to do, Steve.
There's a lot of work, but I think we're one of the cars that if it's our night, we can come through.
Absolutely. Well, congratulations.
Cool, thank you.
Sprint cars, these things don't have throttles, they have detonators. The whole arsenal is out there tonight.
"25 laps, we'll see what this track holds up to. It could be absolutely, mate, chaos."
Here we go, folks, get ready for 25 laps of life in the fast lane. We go green. It's Eagleton up around the top line. We've already got a couple out by the wall. Carnage, 3 over in one foul swoop. There's a 75 of Gerard, the 15 of Duff. Can't pick up the other car from this vantage point. More battered wings in a box of KFC in turn number 1 of the Grand Prix.
Well, they said bag things come in threes, but that's not quite what they mean. It sort of went wide. There's one of the cars, I think it was the 88 car, went wide initially, and a few of them, just the back markers, trying to spread themselves out. And our rescue crew going to be working overtime. We've got 1 upside down, 2 back on their wheels.
orange line out. Set to go green again. 25 laps to go for the GP. We're racing. McDonald down low. Eagleton up high. Ray Bourne, car jumping all over the shop. Bad start. We go orange. They'll give this another shot. Let's see what call's made on that one. Cushion in that part of the racetrack, about 2/3 width. Plenty of racetrack to get hold of. That was a better start. Green again. And it's Eagleton persisting, really looking for that momentum. They'll get knotted up behind Jason Scott towards the end of the field. Cut and thrust, stuff at the front. Eagleton leads away. Jamie McDonald in second spot. Then we go back to Matt Honeywell. Jason Smith in fourth. In fifth is Matthew Levisage in the 4 car. Rounding out the top six, the Chicken Man in the Avon Insurance 95. It's Ray Bourne. Eagleton leading the way. Got a 0.66 second advantage over McDonald. You just notice that McDonald starting to go to the top part of the racetrack around turns 3 and 4. Eagleton running away from them at this stage. Lap traffic only a couple of laps away, I would suspect. A cushion starting to build up as they exit turns 3 and 4. It is right up by the fence here. But Daniel Eagleton leads away. Jamie McDonald in second. Honeywell in third. Boy, the pace is a scorcher. They're well and truly in the 12-second bracket. If you're running last, you're still going fast. This year's New Zealand Sprint Car Grand Prix. Eagleton about 20 metres behind Steve Sullivan, who will be the first car to possibly go a lap down. It's a scorcher out there. Eagleton leads the way. McDonald in second. Honeywell third. Jason Smith fourth. Levisage in fifth. Then we go back to Bourne, Larson and Jason Scott. Perfectly weighted move by Eagleton as he put Steve Sullivan a lap down. 8 laps down. And Eagleton has got a break. Oh, big moment there for Stephen Taylor as he hit the cushion exiting turn 4. He corrected it all at full speed. But that is going to be a very trying part of the racetrack. Daniel Eagleton still leading the way. We've got Stephen Taylor slowing up in turn 4. First yellow could be coming up shortly. Jamie McDonald in second. Here we go yellow. And I'm not really surprised that Taylor's got a right rear, because a couple of laps ago he fair clouted that cushion.
But we've still got a few laps to go.
We go green again. 10 laps in the book next time around. Larson way out high and wide. Starting to time his move. Still Eagleton from McDonald and Honeywell. That bunched them up. But what we've got is Matthew Levisage running down low on Jason Smith. Levisage takes over that fourth spot. Smith tagged him. He's been straightened up by Larson, but he's going to hit the wall. Front end damage on the 89 car. Oh, this is going to get nasty. Oh, half a coat of paint in that one. Steve Sullivan had to move that car on a dime. There was contact between Levisage and Jason Smith.
We're going to see the 46 of Paddy North still in amongst it, still apart there. Of course, the saloon car driver, super saloon driver, driving the sprint cars this season with the Royal Wings and going great guns. The man out of Blenheim, the MD Distributors machine. Good to see Paddy North very competitive in the sprint car, and he's certainly been doing a few miles and trapping around the countryside as well. He's about to go racing.
Here we go, racing again. 10 in the books, 15 to go in the Grand Prix. Picking up where he left off. Eagleton, McDonald. What a battle we've going on there for 4th and 5th. It's Matthew Levisage and our New Zealand champion, Jamie Larson. They were side by side down the back straight. Levisage just seems to have opened up a little bit of an advantage, maybe 1 car length he's got on Larson at this stage. That cushion, boy, she is way out by the wall as they exit turn 4. And they're chasing it hard. Eagleton, poetry in motion. The NZ Hydraulics car leading the charge. McDonald in 2nd, Honeywell in 3rd, Levisage in 4th. Larson just drifted back a little. About 3 or 4 car lengths behind Levisage. And they are right out by the concrete exiting turn 4. And they're not batting an eyelid. Daniel Eagleton's got this one well and truly under control. He's 2.1 seconds ahead of Jamie McDonald. McDonald goes upstairs, leaves the bottom running for Honeywell. So went through 3 and 4 that time. Levisage, boy, I don't think anyone's getting closer to the pit gate as they exit turn number 4 than the 4 car of Matthew Levisage. That's 17 laps down as they go by. It's still Eagleton, McDonald, Honeywell. Honeywell leading the way for the South Island. As the 88 car of Jason Scott, I think it is, retires to the infield. And Larson is on the prowl. In fact, it was Sam O'Callaghan that retired. But Eagleton now he's up behind Jarvis Tidd. Tidd's running in 11th. And once he gets by Tidd, if indeed he can, he's got a bit of hard work to do. A little bit of contact between Eagleton and Tidd as they exited turn number 4. McDonald still hanging on there, and Larson has moved up ahead of Matthew Levisage. So it's Larson up to 4th, Levisage into 5th. But don't write that one into your program yet. Oh, Larson clobbers the wall exiting turn 4, manages to keep the momentum up. This is lap 21, it'll be 22 next time that Eagleton goes by. What a storming run. Daniel Eagleton, Jamie McDonald, Matt Honeywell, Larson starting to inch closer to Honeywell. The high-speed freight train, Milestone Homes, top of the South Speedway. They are right into it. 23 down. White flag out next time round for the 78 car of Daniel Eagleton. Jamie McDonald in 2nd spot. Here we go, checkered flag time, and Eagleton takes it. McDonald 2nd. 3rd will go to Larson, who got Honeywell right at the death stroke. Honeywell 4th, Levisage 5th, Scott 6th. Dean Brindle into 7th, Skinny Colson in 8th, 9th was Ray Vaughan, 10th was Paddy North, Jarvis Tidd 11th. Oh, and Matt Honeywell, he's gone round in turn number 4. I never caught that one, Jody, but what a scorching pace.
Okay, folks, here we go with the 3rd place, tonight, and not 1 this week, but certainly 3's not too bad either, considering where you started, good right up through the field.
Yeah, no, I was really happy with the car in the feature. We had had a look at the track after we had that big shower of rain and quickly made some last minute changes, and that high line really did build a big cushion at the end, and we had a couple of moments where the car went right up on 2 wheels and managed to save it. So I was extremely happy to start 9 and get into the top 3. I was really proud of the team, and we've had a pretty good sort of week and a half with the racing with the New Zealand title and this, and we got a bit unlucky at the Gold Cup, but we still qualified pretty well. So it's kind of topped off a good week really, Jace.
Absolutely, and of course the other side of the coin too is that you're pretty much one of the only cars that was still passing out there throughout that race, and of course gained a lot of spots to get into that 3rd spot, right on the line. And J-Mac was right in your sights as well. Yeah, absolutely. No, I could see I was catching Leverstich and Honeywell and J-Mac there, and I had no idea how many laps we had to go, but I kept on pushing hard, and the car was sort of only getting better, and I was sort of learning to drive it more straight into the corner as well. So feel a bit sorry for Matt Honeywell there to get him on the last lap, but racing's racing, and if it had been a 30 lap and we may have had another yellow, who knows what could have happened. Absolutely, and of course obviously happy with the car, happy with the engine, even though it's not the good one, it's still an engine that's doing some not bad laps for you. What now, just a bit of a break before you get into the mini sprints? Yeah, absolutely. Well, if the weather's still good, we'll do the next meeting here tomorrow night, and then we'll head back home and race a mini sprint in Stratford next weekend, and then we'll get everything washed up, and hopefully we can retain the number 1 New Zealand mini sprint on the 14th of February in Wellington. Absolutely. Good sponsors on the car, mate. Who looks after you again? We've got Cavity Cars Limited, Mac Build Engineering, Levin Powder Coaters, Oil Pro. Big thanks goes to Daryl and Wendy at Fast Times. We couldn't do what we do without them. And also, Each Parts and Performance give us a bit as well. Absolutely. Well, hey, congratulations, mate. 3rd spot, nothing to be sneezed at, especially what the night we had with the weather and stuff like that. Well done. Yeah, cheers. I'd just like to thank, obviously, Nelson Speedway for having us. It's first time here, and we'll definitely be back. And big thanks to Kevin Freeman, and obviously preparing the track and all that they do, and obviously all the officials as well. The referees that have done the last 3 meetings have had a bit of a rough time, so they're volunteers. Yeah, good job. Again, cheers for staying behind. Thanks. Come down to the South Island to get something, and certainly going home with something. GP, mate, that's a bloody good effort on a very trying night tonight. Yeah, it is. First time here at this track. It's an awesome little track. At the start of the night, I was thinking, man, we're not going to be able to pass on a track like this, but great to get the NZ Sandins car up on the podium. We've had a pretty tough start of the season. Nothing seems to have gone our way, and almost need to call the South Island our favourite island now. I think we managed to do all right down here. Car's going good, and the main thing is we get to take the car home in one piece. I mean, we'll try and get run here tomorrow, but the weather's not looking too good, but glad they got it in tonight. Absolutely. And what does it mean for you to win the GP? I mean, have you ever had your name on the GP before? We have, yeah. We managed to win the GP, I think it was a couple of years ago in Christchurch, and we didn't get to contend it I think it was the last season, the season before, so great to get it twice. We've managed to get the North Islands, we just haven't got that NZ yet. Absolutely, but I mean, you've been close a couple of times on that. Very difficult for you though. You come down to a track you don't know, and you've achieved something that and let's be honest, the calibre of car here tonight, it's not the slack guys, it's all the top guys as well. So that must even give you a bit more of a sense of achievement, knowing that you beat the top guys on a track you never raced at. Yeah, I mean, look, there's a handful of guys who could have won out here. Fortunately, we managed to get that tonight, and. I've been making it difficult for myself down here, starting sixth at the New Zealands and dropping back on the first lap, and then we started the front row at the Gold Cup and dropped back and had to try and get forwards again. So I wasn't going to start the front row this time and fall back, so I managed to get the win. Absolutely, hey, and obviously really good sponsors on the car too that have helped you to get to that point. Yep. Give us a bit of a spiel about who looks after you, buddy. Yeah, so again, NZ Total Hose and Fitting Service has been great with us. Stand-ins and RPC Logistics for getting us down there on the crossing. Vernon Vasey Truck Parts for all their help. Terry Lyons from there behind the scenes, and Rodney Woods helped us out a bit tonight. It's just me and my dad tonight, so I had to ring in a few guys. So it's great to have support because it would have been hard without them. Absolutely. Okay, well, hey, congratulations on the win. GP champion for another year. It gives you sort of a good steed now going forward that maybe one NZ next year. Yeah, hopefully we'll try. Cheers. Well done, bud. Thanks, Chase.